What's good, everybody? Welcome back today. It's been a while. It's been I don't know if I've uploaded the month of December, but I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. Hope everybody. It's New Year's Eve. I'm filming this on New Year's Eve. I'm gonna try to have it up on New Year's Eve, but it's been a while. Different little setup today in terms of filming. Things are moving around, busy around the holidays, but I wanted to get this out because it's something I want to talk about because we're doing my end of the year pro wrestling awards. So this is all the categories and blank of the year, all that stuff. So we got a bunch of categories. Some I kind of took what ESPN did and then added a couple of my own. So I will read those out right. I will read those out to you right now. I'm not even gonna read the categories out. I'm just gonna start right now. So my first category, male wrestler of the year. Now this could be the great. You could argue this is the greatest year in the history of pro wrestling, honestly. But there's one superstar, one wrestler I think that kind of shined above the most, and people hate just because it's not WWE. You can't find a reason to hate on him. The only reason people hate is because they can't get over the fact that something is not their precious WWE. I don't care. Man wrestler of the year is Will Ospreay. If you look, like ESPN said it was Gunther. I love Gunther. I don't disagree. But if you look at the amount of at every match Will Ospreay's had this year, he's so consistently good. Every match is consistently a banger. He has, if you look at most people's top 5, top 10 matches of the year that aren't WWE stans, fanboys, don't give the other one a chance or whatever, they're going to have a lot of Will Ospreay on there. Will Ospreay and Takeshita, one of the matches of the year. Will Ospreay, MJF. Will Ospreay just fought Darby Allin, was crazy. Every match he fights is absolutely insane. It's going to sound like glazing. It's going to sound like bandwagoning, but it's so true. And again, if you're like actually hating, it's because you can't give anything else a chance, because you can't watch a match and tell me it's bad. Now, people cry about the flipping. Who cares? It's cool. You're looking too much into it. You're taking it too seriously. It's at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. So Will Ospreay is the 2024 Men's Wrestler of the Year. All right, our next category, Female Wrestler of the Year. So now I kind of do what ESPN did. I have a two-way tie. One of them is Toni Storm. I think her timeless character was, in my opinion, the best character in all of wrestling this year, like an active character in all of wrestling this year. She's so good at it. Great wrestler. And that's one thing. That's one thing I saw nobody hating on. There was not one person on the internet, no matter how much you scour the internet, that was hating on Toni Storm's timeless character. It was too good. You can't hate on it. And her match quality was great. And and she's tied. ESPN said Roxanne Perez. I don't feel that way. I said Rhea Ripley. I mean, this was Rhea Ripley's year. Rhea Ripley was like, she put herself, as if she wasn't already, to a face of WWE. And I feel like she kind of helped take women's wrestling to a new level. She's fighting for the title on the big Netflix show, WrestleMania. She opened up WrestleMania. She had the War Games, and Rhea Ripley's kind of been the one that's in your face, and she's kind of almost been putting aside the other stories, like the SmackDown stories, Bianca and Naomi. She's almost made Nia Jax's championship feel like a secondary title. Rhea Ripley's killing it. She's changing the game, and you have to put her as one of the women's wrestlers of the year. So that's my women's wrestler of the year 2024. All right, our next category, tag team of the year. I do agree with ESPN. I took Fraxium as my 2024 tag team of the year. If you think about it, this is a really bad, weak year for tag team wrestling. NXT has been going crazy, but if you think about WWE, AEW, it's been really horrible. The Judgment Day had the titles for like 8 months and defended them. I forgot they had them. SmackDown, you have Grayson Waller and the LWO and DIY fighting each other every week. Although I do think SmackDown was a little bit stronger because you would have some bangers with the Street Profits and the Bloodline, but nothing really stood out to me. Like, as I'm thinking about this, there's not one clean answer besides Fraxium. Their matches are so good. Like, they fought that weird group in NXT on Deadline. Like, you think nothing of the match, and it was one of the best matches I've ever seen. So it really is like, you got to give them their flowers. They're great. So my 2024 tag team, Fraxium. All right, man, my next category is Breakout Superstar of the Year. Now, for this one, I have a three-way tie for this Breakout Star of the Year. My first pick, I put Chelsea Green. You can't deny it. She's killing it. She's a champion. She's the first ever women's U.S. champion. She won it, set it in an event, sold out Long Island. You can't deny it, and everyone loves her. She's great. She's so good. Great wrestler, great character work. You can't deny Chelsea Green's up there. Number 2, I put Ethan Page. Ethan Page was an AEW. He was a bum. Came over to NXT. It's like first month he was there. Became NXT champion. Had a great run. I'm very entertained by him. I love Ethan Page, and I want to see him go far. And my third tie is Mariah May. Like when she signed AEW, most people didn't know who the hell she was. Well, I know I didn't. And blows my mind. Her and Toni Storm was one of the feuds of the year. Her matches are so good. She has the look. She has the character. Great wrestler. I think you got to give all 3 of them their flowers for elevating themselves to a new level this year. My next category is debut of the year. Now, this is pretty easy. ESPN, I do agree with again. Jacob Fatu. Because one, his debut was sick. He took out Randy Orton, one of the greatest of all time, not the greatest of all time. He took out Kevin Owens and the world champion, Cody Rhodes, in his debut. And I think he's the best, one of the best things they have going right now. In terms of Bloodline, WWE, Jacob Fatu, I love him. Actually, I got to put on the Jacob Fatu shirt. Maybe I'll do that next cut. But, yeah, so Jacob Fatu is going nuts. I love him. I love him. So he's debut of the year. For sure. 2024. My next category is promo artist of the year. Now, I actually didn't agree with ESPN. They put Drew McIntyre. I'm like, no. My award went to CM Punk. I think every time CM Punk was out there, I mean, you want to watch it. You want to listen to him. You want to hear what he has to say. The stuff he's been doing with Seth has been unreal. The stuff with him and Drew has been unreal. Him talking about every time he comes out, you're going to remember. He's going to say one thing that you're going to remember for time after. And I think that's big. He gets the point across. His delivery is so good. I think he's the best on the mic right now. I know I'm wearing an MJF shirt, but I can't listen to him anymore. It's a little, and it's the same, it's kind of repetitive. He comes out, and he'll reach low for a pop. But, like, then he'll come out and start saying stupid stuff that doesn't make sense, and I think it's a little old. We've been kind of sticking with that from MJF for, like, 3 years. So I can't give it to MJF. He also missed a lot of the year. I can't stand, dude. He never like does anything. I can't take it. Shows up less than Roman Reigns now. Like, who the hell he thinks he is. But yes, I think now CM Punk is the promo artist of the year for 2024. The next one I had return of the year. I really couldn't think of much. But if you want to count as a return, I think The Rock. I think because The Rock, in my opinion, I'm going to say this right now very strongly. You can't change my mind. Between January and April, Royal Rumble and WrestleMania of 2024 is the best 4-month period in the history of professional wrestling. You can't tell me it wasn't. Every single show, SmackDown, Raw, had you locked into your screen. You got The Rock consistently, Roman Reigns consistently, Cody Rhodes consistently. The stuff they were doing was unbelievable. Every storyline was hot. You had Roman Reigns and Logan Paul. I mean, you had Randy Orton and Logan Paul running around doing all their stuff. The tag teams were killing it. You had Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch going back and forth. I think the build is just so unbelievable. Bayley and Io, the Damage Control storyline, that was perfect. So I think, because we wouldn't have gotten that without The Rock. We wouldn't have gotten the match we got at WrestleMania without The Rock. We wouldn't have gotten the storyline without The Rock. And who knows if Cody would be fighting Roman without The Rock. So I think The Rock is definitely return of the year because he gave us that time, in my opinion. The Rock is what had me tuning in. I could care less about most of the guys, but The Rock is what had me wanting to tune in and locked into the screen. 40 minutes of The Rock and Roman Reigns talking went by like this. Almost an hour of talking felt like 5 minutes because The Rock had me into my screen. So The Rock is my return of the year. All right, so feud of the year. I touched on it a little bit. I was thinking about giving it to Rock and Cody, Roman and Cody, but I'm not. It's pretty self-explanatory. Punk and Drew. I touched on it before. So good. The promos these guys had, the matches these guys had. In my opinion, Hell in a Cell was one of the matches of the year. I mean, you can very well. A lot of people argue it is. I definitely see that. I can definitely say that, but I don't want to. But their strap match was great. Their SummerSlam match was great. Another thing that had you wanting to watch, it had you sucked into your screen. It made you want to watch the product, and I think that's so important. And it was a great feud. Not much to say. 2024 feud of the year, Punk and Drew. I know here's the big question. Match of the year, right? Everyone has a different match of the year, but there's a couple that rose above the rest. Like Will Ospreay has like 10 of them, but there's a couple that like go above even that bar, like above my camera right now. And I think 3 that everyone's arguing for is Will Ospreay and Bryan Danielson, Punk and Drew at Hell in a Cell, or Roman and Cody at WrestleMania 40. Those are the 3 that I'm hearing consistently that rise above the rest. Now, ESPN said Bryan Danielson. I didn't watch that match. I couldn't. The pay-per-view service is so bad. I couldn't watch was that World End the other night. I bought the pay-per-view and I couldn't watch it. Black screen. I can't stand them. I'm done with their pay-per-views for a while until they fix it or go on a streaming service or something. I can't take it anymore. So I didn't watch Ospreay and Danielson, but I heard it was good. So I can't say that one. So I'm going to X that one out. But you guys know what my match of the year is. I talk about it all the time. I was there. Roman and Cody at WrestleMania 40. It's by so much. Punk and Drew was amazing, and I can totally see that. But I'm so biased because I was there. It was my birthday. I was like sitting really good seats. There's so much to love about it. Like 8 heart attacks during that match. Like, I don't understand how it's not your match of the year. 35 minutes of Roman versus Cody, no disqualification. You have Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, Solo Sikoa, John Cena, The Rock, The Undertaker, Seth Rollins, Cody winning. It was like unbelievable from start to finish. I don't know how you say anything different. So that's my match of the year, without a doubt. All right, man, we got one more category I kind of made myself, and that's moment of the year. So this was a tie between 2, very similar, very similar on the biggest show, main event of the biggest show. Everyone was behind the good guy. If you haven't guessed, it's a tie between Cody Rhodes finishing the story and Bryan Danielson beating Swerve at All In for his title. I think those are 2 hand in hand because Bryan was on his way out. And it was so great to see him win the title. The UK crowd was unbelievable. They were insane the entire show. They keep that energy the entire match. Went nuts when he won. I went nuts when he won to see one of my childhood heroes, what I grew up with, win the belt. And then Cody, I was there. They had me both feet off the ground, jumping up and down. Cody won. Unbelievable. Kind of a hater. I'm a Cody hater now, though. Certified. Can't stand him now. I think it's boring as all hell. I want Kevin to win at the Rumble so bad. I've been hating on him consistently for like 2 months. Actually, since his reign, pretty much. After like 2 months into his reign, I kind of started I was bored. I'm bored. And I want something interesting to happen. And Cody's the same thing. Every match, every week, I love the people. I'm honorable champion. It's like, I really want it over. But yeah, so that's my moment of the year. All right, we're like 10 minutes in. We're like over 10 minutes into this video now. But that's it. That wraps it up. Those are my 2024 end of year awards for professional wrestling. If you guys enjoyed watching my opinions, I'm kind of strong on some of these opinions, but yeah, I have to be. I'm trying to get the point across. I'm trying to share with everybody. A little different setup. We'll be back to normal soon. And I'm going to do my figure awards too. Those might be up tomorrow. I'm trying to get this up today on the 31st by 3 p.m. Eastern time. Let me know what you guys think of my picks. Let me know your picks. And yeah, so I'll upload my figure awards video tomorrow. Hope everyone really go celebrate with your family tonight. Enjoy the new year. Happy New Year. And I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.